What's up guys, B-Rob here, and this week I am so excited to bring you this new video. And this video, I'm going to teach you how to relax to fight anxiety. I can't wait. I'll be right back. So how exactly do you relax to fight anxiety? So what I've done is I've taken the R.E.L.A.X acronym. Now this is not an acronym that I've made up. This is actually an acronym that's been out there. I'm not sure exactly who made it up, who came up with it, but as I stumbled upon it, I realized that a lot of these steps I'm actually using in my coaching process to help people, and I actually try to use it with myself too. But what I want to do is actually bring this to you, but give you my own spin. And not only am I going to go through what R.E.L.A.X is, but I'm also going to give you my top 3 things in each of the letters of the acronym in order to help you apply it to your life. So R.E.L.A.X is an acronym, and basically it stands for recognize, exercise, letting go, attitude, and extra sleep. Okay, so R.E.L.A.X, relax. And so basically this is part of a blog series. So if you're here as part of the blog on LEANWellonline.com, thank you for that. Thank you for looking at the video, and please go read the blog. If you're watching the video from my YouTube channel, please go to LEANWellonline.com and read the blog as I give you some extra detail about it. And if you are on my YouTube channel, please click subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I really appreciate those. And click that little bell. That lets you get notified when I put out a new video. And my goal is to put out more videos to help you deal with these hurdles in life, things that just come about just as a part of life. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So anxiety. If you're not aware, I did do a Food Step Fight series on anxiety, and you can go ahead and see that right here. It should be popping up there. But this thing, anxiety. Anxiety is this thing that is usually about something in the future. So it's usually about something that hadn't even happened yet. Although anxiety can come from the present, so that can happen. But typically it's something that's about to happen in the future, and it brings on the stress that is intangible. So it's this invisible thing that weighs heavy on us about something that hadn't even happened yet most of the time. All right. So, and again, I do recognize that, you can be in a place and have things happen in a place, and it could cause you to be anxious. So I definitely get that. But a lot of times anxiety is happening because, you're anxious about something that hadn't even happened yet. Okay. So hopefully, whether it's here and now, real time, or if it's in the future, this R.E.L.A.X process method can help you. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I like processes. I like acronyms, things that help you. I like having a process to deal with certain things, and hopefully you do too. So the first is R is for recognize. So just like with any issue, any problem, you got to recognize that there is one. And when it comes to anxiety, we got to recognize what is bringing this on and what am I so anxious about, all right? So the 3 things that I want you to look at here is the leading triggers. So I want you to look at things that's leading up to causing this anxiety. So it might be, just because it's a certain day of the week, which means vacation is ending and you go back to work, and it's leading up to a point that where it can be anxious, right? And so you got to recognize those leading triggers. That way you can help divert that in order to not be so anxious in the future, or just reduce anxiety altogether. So number 1 is leading triggers. Number 2 is your stress indicators. So this might be actually work, right? So using that example, you're on vacation and it's a Thursday, and work's coming up on Monday, and you start feeling stressed because work's coming up. But then when you get to work, it's stressful. So why is that? Why is there anxiety at work? So you want to try to recognize what that is also. And then my 3rd tip is also to get an accountability partner. And this is that person that you talk to. So on that Thursday, when things start getting stressed, when you start realizing that these are your leading indicators to an anxious situation, you talk to that accountability partner and say, hey, I'm feeling anxious right now. I think it's because of this. They work with you through it. That person may be a really good friend, family member, spouse, or maybe a life coach like me. right? So you want to have that accountability partner, somebody that can help you walk through it in order to help you get through it. A lot of times we can't dig ourselves out of this stuff, right? So R is for recognize. The next one is exercise. So science has proven, has shown that exercise can make you feel better. I know while you're doing it, you think it's the worst thing ever, but it does do wonders, the right type of exercise and everything like that. So exercise works wonders. It changes brain chemistry to where it actually can bring you relief, believe it or not, make you feel good. So as far as exercise, the 3 tips I want to give you for that is you have to mentally prepare yourself to do the exercise. So mentally prepare yourself and dedicate time for the exercise, right? You got to make it important. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is you got to make sure you're healthy enough to do the exercise that you choose, right? So you don't want to go, I always tell my clients when I'm doing sports nutrition or personal training coaching, I always tell them, I always ask them when's the last time they had a physical, and if they don't know, I ask them to go get one. So I try to tell them to go get one. That way, you know if you're healthy enough to do the exercise that you're trying to do. So tip number 2 is make sure you're healthy enough to do it. And number 3 is an accountability partner. So this accountability partner is the person you're gonna share your goal with. Hey, I'm gonna start exercising because it's part of my stress relief, me getting rid of anxiety, and so I need you to help me stick to it. And that person is going to tell you, get off your butt, go exercise, right? To make sure that that you're doing it and you prepare yourself to be able to handle and get over anxiety. All right, so then the next one is L, that's for letting go. So there's a lot of things that we can't control, but a lot of times as people, we try to control those things. The things we can't control, we try to control. And you're going to lose that battle because you just can't control them, right? So we got to let it go. There's a lot of other things too that we can control, but maybe we shouldn't control. So we got to find a way to kind of let those things go because it's really doing damage. So this anxiety, this invisible thing actually causes real things to happen in your body, and your body responds to it, and it's usually not a positive thing. Now, as a coach, as a personal training coach and health coach and things like that, I can show people how to take stress and make it positive through exercise, things like that, but typically it is not a good thing. So you got to figure out how to let it go. So now I'm going to give you the 3 tips on how to let it go. So first is, when necessary, you make a list of the things that you can't control, right? So you just visualize it. I can't control this, I can't control that. Just make a list of the things you can't control and recognize that you just can't control them, right? And then the second tip here is to avoid quick negative reactions, right? So avoid, a lot of times I've had, talked to some people, and what happens is they find themselves in many different places, in many different quarrels or arguments and things like that, and they just cannot understand why this always happens to them. And a lot of times it's because you have people can't help but they react and react emotionally. So if you're a person that deals with anxiety, you got to kind of have to step back, take a look, and say, all right, if this is happening, is it something I'm doing? Am I causing a reaction to something? Is it pride kind of getting in the way? So I react and they react, and I react and they react, and we're in this big cycle of just a bad situation, right? So we got to kind of let that go. And my third tip is accountability partner. So somebody you can say, hey, this happened. Someone said something to me, but I didn't say anything to them because I didn't want to get into it. But can I talk with you about it? Or I did say something to them and they said something back and it's still going. Can you talk with me? Help me get out of this, because it's bringing anxiety and stress. All right. So we got to let certain things go because it's doing damage to us. The A is attitude. So there's a lot of things out there saying have an attitude of gratitude, have a positive attitude. I say it myself, but there's not a lot that tells you how to do this. And I've got to admit that right now for this video, I'm not going to go into detail to tell you how to do it, but I'm going to share with you the 3 tips that can help you get there. And I'm going to start putting out more videos on ways that I do this and ways that maybe some of my clients have done this. So I'll be putting out more material on attitude and positive habits as we go forward. But for attitude, so the first thing is know and understand yourself, the good and the bad. So a lot of people don't want to look at the bad, and it's because it's the bad. No one really wants to look at the bad of themselves. But if you want to really progress, you have to take a look at the bad in order to know what needs to be fixed, right? And to know where you need to possibly seek help. And so that brings me to number 2. I want you to only focus on the positive stuff as far as your positive attributes on how you live life in order to have a good attitude. But I do want you to recognize the negative and get help from the negative. And that brings me to number 3 is to list an accountability partner. And I know I say this a lot, and I always advise people to, you can pick more than one accountability partner. Your accountability partner that you use for letting go or for exercise may not be the same partner you use for helping you with your attitude. They may, but they may not, and it's okay. This person may be a counselor, or they may be a coach, or they may be a really good friend that's real with you. But you need somebody to help you work through the negative parts that you see, and with the intentions of turning that into a positive, right? So you focus on the positive, work on the bad, and at the same time, you should see your attitude start getting better, right? And plus, you're working, you're making progress. So we like to make progress, and as we're making progress, it kind of pumps us up, and our attitude usually gets better because of that. All right, so the X, we're at the last one. X is extra sleep. So sleep is a basic need of life. That is a fact. I have talked to plenty of people. I was in the military where we had to do operations at night, and it was a contest to see who can stay awake the longest. I get it, but it's a basic need of life. We need it. Our body does all these things when we are asleep, from our muscles repairing to our brain reorganizing and repairing itself, to us just making better decisions because we handle things better because we're just rested, right? So here are 3 things to help you with your sleep. Is take a good look at what's keeping you from going to sleep, and take a good look at it, and then you got to fix it. All right, so whatever that is, you actually have to do something about it, fix it so you can get more sleep. It might be that you have sleep apnea, so go to the doctor and go through all the appropriate steps to get that fixed. Or it may be that you have someone that's doing stuff at night that's keeping you up. You have to have that talk with them, say, hey, I need to get more rest. And trust me, if they live in your house, it'll make your life easier, right? You'll tell them, hey, help me get more rest, and I bet your life will be easier too, right? So you just got to get it fixed. All right, number 2 is plan your day to where you can sleep the appropriate hours. Now, people need to sleep. A lot of research shown that most people need between 6 and 8 hours. A lot of people need 8 hours. I need 7 hours personally. My wife needs 8 hours. So what you have to do is plan your day to where you can go to bed on time and sleep the number of hours that you need. If it's 8 hours, sleep 8 hours and wake up. And what I suggest here for this number 2 is make sure that you have an hour of wind down time before your dedicated bedtime. All right, so basically you plan out 9 hours. By 9 hours out from your wake up time, you're in bed, ready to go to sleep, but you're going to wind down a little bit. And if it doesn't quite take you an hour, I get it, that's good. But if it takes you an hour, you have an hour to wind down, to be asleep by 9 o'clock or whatever that time is, and then you sleep 8 hours and wake up, and you have 8 hours of good rest. All right. And so my 3rd is, I bet you guessed it, get an accountability partner, somebody that can help you stay on schedule, help you reach your goals of getting the amount of sleep that you need to be more rested. And when you try to do these steps, R.E.L.A.X, it should help you get over that anxiety. It should help you fight anxiety better, if not get rid of certain anxious situations. All right, so thank you for watching. I really enjoy sharing this with you. Please go check out the blog at LEANWellOnline.com. Go ahead and heart the blog over there. Comment if you're moved to comment. I really enjoy when you do that. Also, please like, share, subscribe to This is B-Rob and click that little bell. Thank you for watching. This is B-Rob.